what AeroPilates is all about, and I have to tell you, our testimonial line is open. The number is 1-800-395-1601. This is quite possibly one of the best opportunities we've brought to you. We've got the wider bed. You're going to see the glide board there. It comes in black or purple. You're going to get not only the foot bar, but the rebounder. This turns your AeroPilates machine into a fat blasting cardio machine as well. You're also going to get your poster. If you've ever seen on my Facebook page days that I'm in my basement working out, you'll know that this is taped to the wall, and I just look at it. You're also getting levels 1, 2, and 3. Plus you're getting the Jump Start, which is normally like $30. Now, I have to tell you, this is a while supplies last. And just to make it easy, you're getting a 5-corded machine, the most advanced machine with the most options for basically a 3-corded price. So we'll talk about what that means. But here's what I would love. If you're using AeroPilates, please call. I know somebody on the other side of the screen could use your encouragement, could use the opportunity to hear that it works. But the wonderful part about AeroPilates is it was born out of rehab. There were injured dancers, and when you start to think about something that works in rehab, that works with injury, and is successful, and oh, by the way, has been around for how many years, Marjolaine?
Over 80, 1920.
80 years. Okay, in a world of fly-by-night exercises, as a personal trainer, we've seen things come and go, but this has been here for 80 years because it's kind to your body and you see results.
You see results so quickly. In fact, after the very first session, you're going to feel completely different. Within 10 sessions, you'll look different. And within 20 sessions, you're going to be moving in a whole different way, and people will notice that you're doing something very different.
It is interesting because the way you carry yourself is also a big deal. Now, Marjolaine, you've been a Pilates instructor for a number of years, and now your daughter is also a Pilates instructor. But you've endured injury, so I would love for you to kind of walk us through how Pilates is different, and also how it's not just a body, but it's a mind exercise as well.
All right, so there's obviously mat Pilates, so I want to just rule out why the reformer is so much better than the mat. When you're on the floor doing some of these exercises, all the imbalances in your body that may have come just from repetitive stress, from moving the wrong way, or from injury, they don't go away, Albany. On the reformer, it almost has like an inner eye. It can immediately detect where you're tight, where you're weak, where you're a little twisted, you might be a little tilted, and therefore it helps you because of the alignment and the resistance and the movements you make, because you're moving through space, it corrects those imbalances. And that's the biggest difference between this and every other form of fitness.
Anything else out there. And later on in the show, we're going to actually show you some clinical studies that were done that talks about the percentage difference that this makes. One of the reasons that I love it is because I was a patient at Shriners. I have severe scoliosis, and it doesn't allow my body to cheat. It helps realign it, but also we've got some animation to show you how you're engaging your core the entire time. We sit over desks every day, and many of us have a very, very unstable core.
That's exactly right. So it certainly has been the decade for abdominal machines and abdominal work. So people have gotten used to doing a lot of sit-ups. However, does a sit-up routine actually teach you to use your abdominals when you're moving in life?
Right.
It really doesn't. You might end up with what looks like a six-pack, but it's not a functional six-pack.
Right.
What this machine will do, and this system and routine, and trust me, it's only 3 times a week, 20 minutes each time, that will have you see the difference. But what it will do is reform you and how you move. So it retrains all those muscles to work together so that you move more efficiently, you move with less accident proneness.
Well, and you know, here's the thing, when you get on it the first time, all of a sudden you're going to have these little tiny muscles and you think, I didn't even know I had those. I'm waking them back up. Our big muscle groups, our biceps, our triceps, our quads, our bottom, we use those every day, but it's those little accessory muscles and your abdominals that help you change shape. This is the kind of year where all of a sudden it's hard to get into the gym, it's hard to find a cardio machine, you're waiting in line. Now you can do this in your own home. You're not wiping any sweat off, but you're actually changing your shape and your outlook, because we've got research that says this even reduces stress.
Absolutely. So let's look at that benefits chart, because if you do this program and you actually do it 3 times a week, within that first month you're going to start to see, it's a blue benefits chart with the graph. Well, we can look at stress too, because you just mentioned it. Stress. All right, let's talk about stress. We don't talk about it nearly enough, and we don't address it nearly enough. And most of you probably don't even realize that you're stressed, because if you're not anxious, you may not understand that you're still releasing a lot of stress hormones. AeroPilates done regularly completely reduced your stress levels. So what does that mean? Maybe you'll get rid of some belly fat that you're getting from stress.
About, yes, the cortisol with stress.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
a direct line.
Maybe you'll sleep a little bit better. And you mentioned the mind-body connection before, and I think that's really important too. When you do AeroPilates, it calms you. It's almost like a combination of physical fitness training and meditation, all at the same time.
So here's what I'll tell you. This one is a while supplies last. You're gonna get this home for about $2 a day. We're gonna show you how to fold it up. We're gonna show you how to do all this stuff. But what I can tell you is we do not get more of these. When we sell out of this portion, they're gone. This is the price. That price over there is what you'd normally pay for a 3-corded beginner machine. This is 5 cords, so we'll talk about that as well. But when you talk about a 42% reduction in stress, that's a game changer. This is for men, it's for women. My kids are using it. My son was so proud that he was finally tall enough to use it.
Right.
And we're getting the Rebounder with cardio as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the phones, and then we're gonna also talk a little bit about the Rebounder, and then we're gonna go back to the beginning. Marjolaine and I are gonna show you what you can do when you're just getting started. But first, we would love to invite Gail from Kansas. Happy New Year, Gail. You're on live with Marjolaine Brugman, and I'm Albany Irvin. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
Well, we're doing great. Now, I understand that you have an AeroPilates machine. Is that right?
Yes, I'm actually on it right now. Didn't know you were going to be on, but came downstairs to work out, and there you are.
Oh.
I'm on my second machine, actually.
Okay, so how many years have you been doing AeroPilates?
January 1st of 2010, I was flipping through the channels and saw the presentation and ordered it. And I do the integrated level 3 about 5 times a week.
Ooh, good for
Love
you.
it.
Good
And then
girl.
a few months ago, I ordered, I just wanted the pull-up bar so badly, and it wouldn't work on my machine, so now I have the big purple one and my pull-up bar, and I'm loving it.
Okay, Gail, since 2010, I mean, so many times people don't stick with an exercise or a program. What has kept you faithful for almost 6 years?
Well, I look pretty good for 68, you know, and it kept my weight at 112 all these years, and this is really all I do other than walk when the weather's good.
Well, and how do you feel? Because I tell you what, I hear a lot of energy in your voice.
I'm pretty energetic. I feel great, and as soon as I get off of it, I'm all feeling smug, like, hey, I've done my workout, and I'm ready to move, and you're right about the posture and all those little things that maybe aren't real noticeable visually, but you feel it.
Yes.
Well, it's one of those things that I love to go down and get on my machine because I feel so much better afterwards, and then I have this kind of burst of energy, so it is a great start to the day.
And I usually actually end up doing it about middle of the afternoon after I get housework done and so on.
So Gail, tell me, you've bought 2. What do you think of the price today?
Oh, that looks wonderful. Does that one also have the pull-up bar?
No, but it has the risers in the back that allow you to switch it out for the pull-up bar. So you'll see on Long's machine, he actually has a pull-up bar. So throughout the hour, he'll be using it. So yes, you can actually add the pull-up bar to this machine. But on the 6 easy payments, my goodness, I don't think we can repeat this offer ever again. I was so amazed.
Should buy one. I've had 2 of my friends order them because they were so impressed with my
with your results?
My sales pitch and my results. Yeah, because I used to go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week after work. But once I retired, it just wasn't. I didn't feel like getting in the car and driving to the gym. So
well, and why would you pay for that? Yeah, why would you pay for that membership or wipe somebody else's sweat off a machine when you've got one in your house? You could probably get finished with your entire workout faster than you could drive to the gym.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I love it. Well, Gail, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So Albany, I just want to mention, get a couple of things out of the way. One,
Okay.
it folds in half. So we're going to show you how that happens. It comes virtually assembled. So the assembly is a few minutes. It's not going to take much. You're screwing in some feet, adding the end caps, and putting your risers in, adjusting the handles. This is the plus version. You've got bigger wheels. It's much more portable. It's a better clip system. You've got the high-end little fluffy handles.
Love those.
And as Gail pointed out, you can put the pull-up bar on this machine as well. 5 cords. Why 5 cords? Because lots of people want more resistance to work those big major muscles that Albany was talking about earlier. Your arms, your legs, you want tone in your biceps, your triceps, your thighs, your bottom. All of that will happen very quickly with more resistance, but less resistance with that little yellow cord is where all that core stabilization comes into play. And as we mentioned earlier, because you're moving in space, I mean, look at what Albany's doing. She's simply lying down, defying gravity, number one. Her back is protected, her neck is protected. Everything is aligned. The reformer is making you be in the right position.
Yes.
Your body right now is not aware of your scoliosis.
No, not at all. And I think that's one of the reasons that I feel the best on my machine or right afterwards.
Yes, because if you were to stand up and do this, which is like a plie or any lunges or any anything like that, the scoliosis comes into play, and then all that compensation begins to happen.
And gravity hits it and everything
Exactly.
else.
So this way, you're making all the same movements that you would in the vertical position. And this is what made Joe Pilates so brilliant. He realized if I could get a body flat, not on an angle, flat, on a machine, and start to make movements in space with resistance, he could fix those little imbalances in your body. And we all want that because we all have them. We all have them. So if you do this 3 times a week, you get it out and you get on it and you follow along with one of the 10 workouts you're getting, you're going to see these benefits.
Okay.
A big, big, big improvement in flexibility, like over 200% flexibility in your hamstrings and in your lower back, etc., 177%. You're going to get stronger, more defined, more beautiful, longer, leaner arms, something that women want. So many women complain they wear sleeves all summer long because they don't like the way their arms look. You can have Albany's arms with a little bit of AeroPilates in your life. Stronger abdominals and a core. It's not just your abs, but your inner thighs and your glutes and your all of that girdle of strength gets much stronger, which means that everything you do is done better with better posture and with less risk of injury. We talked about stress earlier, but I can't emphasize enough how important it is to get some stress out of your life. And then endurance, if you want to have a bit more stamina, more energy. Are you sick of feeling sick and tired?
Yes, but here's what I'll tell you. Life happens. Stress happens, kids happen, jobs happen, families and relationships happen. It's not like those things are going to ever go away, but this gives you an outlet to center your mind, to stop and take that calming moment. We're an over-connected society. And truly, I've been in the fitness industry for 25 years.
Yes.
There is not anything else on the planet that will allow you to do cardio and resistance and strength training and reduce stress by 42%. Now, I'm looking at Kim in the back, and this is one of the best things for inner and outer thigh. I want to talk about that, and then I want to show how this can actually be more efficient than the 2 most popular exercises at the gym.
Absolutely. So she's standing there, she's on that fabulous, magical little yellow cord, which means that's half a resistance, half of one. So that means pulling that platform back in is much harder. What are you feeling, Kim? Where are you feeling it? Exactly. Yeah. So, and again, she's improving her balance, which as we age, we need to pay attention to. You know, I look at my dad, who's 92, and he got somewhat frail. He does AeroPilates every day, and his balance is amazing. He can still go up and down stairs.
Right.
I mean, it's really extraordinary how you can change coordination, balance, how your mind functions, your level of confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Long. He's jumping on the rebounder, and he's a big guy, he's a strong guy, he's a fit guy, but look, he is getting a better workout doing what he's doing, lying on his back, than he would if he was running on a treadmill or working out on a cross trainer like an elliptical.
So here's the deal. I want you to see the video of that, and then we're going to go straight to the phones, because many times we wait in line for a treadmill or an elliptical, but you've done a study, Marjolaine.
Yeah, and look at in the middle there how the heart rate is increasing. That's how you measure calorie burn. You're going to burn more calories lying flat on your back, jumping against a rebounder with no impact.